too, the way that the LRT will be delivered. So that's not really an exciting fact. In terms of city building, again, building Scarborough City Center in particular, as the current travel patterns show and projections that those patterns being maintained show, actually connectivity of Scarborough City Center to the downtown is more critical than connecting to the New York City Center. And so I think that, to me, is the bigger issue. Also, again, if one looks at travel patterns within Scarborough, it seems to be a better strategy to put Scarborough City Center as a major node destination within Scarborough and to be centering transit around Scarborough City Center. The subway connection to North York City Center actually doesn't do very much in that regard. The Sheppard LRT provides a good first step towards, again, starting to build a network that could, in fact, provide better connectivity throughout Scarborough and hence hopefully promote development at Scarborough City Center as well.
Thank you. I do have another question. In 2004, as head of the U of T, you led the modeling and assessment for the traffic impact on the St. Clair exclusive right-of-way. We visited your lab and asked questions on the computer simulation model that you presented. And some of the questions that were asked at that moment is, it had to do with this small detail. And now, as you know, the exclusive right-of-way in sections of it, especially west of Old Western Road, we have a tremendous congestion, gridlock, environmental impacts on the local community, traffic infiltration, and a tremendous economic loss to local communities. How do you justify your computer simulation model to the nightmare on the exclusive right-of-way on St. Clair, and how that will perhaps also impact the proposed LRT on Sheppard Avenue?
Sorry, again, I am unfortunately having difficulty hearing the question. My understanding is you're referring to the previous reports of computer simulation models showing future congestion, very high emissions, and so forth. Is that correct, first of all?
Yes, and I did attend your lab, and we asked those very questions to you at that point, and that's part of my questioning at the moment. How do you justify that?
I should adjourn the meeting.
Yeah.
In the future, then that catastrophic one of total congestion.
The cameras.
Both proposals will contribute towards that. The question is which builds, in the longer run, a contribution to a network that will address that issue. The panel views the LRT having longer run, better network connectivity potential to build a network for the city that will eventually help reduce congestion.
Okay. Councilor Belletti, I don't think he answered your question. No, he didn't. I don't know if he heard it or he understood it. Councilor Mammoliti?
Adjourn the meeting.
Doctor, thanks for answering some of our questions. My first question to you is, did the panel take into consideration the voice of communities and what weight they would hold with respect to what they might want in their communities?
Well, we're certainly cognizant of community opinion, but I think there's a fair bit of evidence to indicate that community opinion is not well formed or well informed on many of the actual issues. We have to look at the evidence in terms of what the expected ridership in those communities will be, and how to best deliver transit to those communities. And so certainly community opinion is of importance, but it also has to stand up to the facts of the case.
How does, and I'll get to this, the logic to this question in a minute, but how does an LRT that takes up well over a third of any road share those roads with the largest tractor trailers in the country? How does that happen?
The LRT will not take any road space away from the road. This is well documented. There will be no loss of lanes, and so there's no loss of road capacity.
But drivers are being asked to U-turn on a regular basis, and tractor trailers will be asked to U-turn on a regular basis on corridors that are busier than some of the highways with tractor trailers. How does that happen? And this is with your plan.
This is, these things will have to be worked out, but we're having...
Okay, please, no applause.
On the other hand, we're saying let's not, if there is any inconvenience to any driver anywhere, that's a bad thing. People are going to have to change. There are going to have to be some changes in behavior. These will not necessarily be bad in the long run, but we have to look at the traffic disruption has been significantly overemphasized.
Okay, can you let the counselor ask another question, please, because we only have 5 minutes.
How does the largest...
Okay, point of order, just 1 sec.
Can we hear the answer from the transit person?
Yes, he did.
He was in the middle of answering a question. You interrupted him.
No, he did answer. Okay, continue, Councillor Mamalidi.
How does the largest industrial pocket in the country, who runs tractor trailers through a corridor that we're proposing your LRT system, change their routines overnight? And you suggested that we work things out. When do we work them out? After the LRT is built?
No, I believe the TTC has plans, certainly during construction, to minimize impact during construction, and if there are, and they are working very diligently with the community to, is my understanding, to understand the impacts and to mitigate them as best as possible.
Well, this is where the Finch Avenue LRT comes into play. Last night there was a very important meeting held in my particular ward and Councillor Crisante's ward, and the mandate from our community was, and it was unanimous to vote, was to stop the LRT because there hasn't been any consultation with respect to the business community and those tractor trailer drivers, and to do whatever we can to do a short-term, to implement a short-term bus lane for now with larger buses, and work a long-term strategy for subway along Finch Avenue. That's what the community wants. 2 out of the 3 communities along Finch Avenue want us to do that. Wouldn't it have made sense for you to recommend a 30 or a 40-year plan for this city to adopt subways over a 30 or 40-year plan, so we knew which corridors would be adopted, and it would give the business community, like developers, an opportunity to buy up land and pay those premiums to help pay for the subways over a 30 or 40-year plan, instead of creating chaos like you've done with your report today in communities like mine?
Councillor Mamalidi, that was your last question.
Madam Speaker, may I respond to that?
Yes, of course.
First of all, with due respect, Finch Avenue is not before Council today. Our report did not address Finch Avenue, so I don't think it pertains. I would actually agree with you that significant consultation should be held with respect to any new proposal, and particularly with respect to Finch Avenue, I think considerable consultation should occur. I would also agree with you that what the city desperately needs is a 30 to 40-year transit investment plan. I would only disagree that one shouldn't start out by assuming that in subway everywhere and at all times and all places. Subways simply aren't a rational investment in any situation. What we need is a hierarchy of services, of technologies and services matched to demand, matched to land use. I don't think our report creates chaos at all. What we're trying to do is provide some information for a rational decision on Sheppard Avenue that we hope, and we very explicitly say in our report, we hope is the start towards building that 30-40 year